It's the black market show. If lows ring the bell, there's money overflow.
Oh no.
Let me open the door. If I got it, you got it for sure. I told you it's the black market show. We're trying to make sure the black dollar flow.
Word. How did y'all get into business together?
Shoot. I mean, we're gonna dive into it, but so I went to Morehouse, he went to Clark. And then I started the organization in 2019 when I was at A&T. So I had transferred from Morehouse to A&T because of my engineering program. And then so 2019 I started the organization and then ran into some hurdles basically like throughout the process. So I was like, all right, I gotta stop trying to do things alone and like lean on faith and like trust other people to kind of come in and take care of what I consider to be my baby, which is the organization. And so time, moved on. I had some people in the organization. They kind of helped establish like a foundation for us. And then I hit my boy up. I'm like, bro, like I need you. Like you do this marketing stuff very, very well. And so this is what we need to kind of get the push that we're looking for in the space. And so now we're here.
See, it only makes sense. Hey man, welcome back to the black market. You hear that? You know what that means?
Yeah.
What that mean?
We live and we direct.
That means some money on the floor.
Money on the floor.
There's money on the floor.
Money on the floor.
And we got to get to it, man.
Let's get to it.
Hey man, first of all, welcome to the black market, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've been using the platform to try to bring some exposure to the entrepreneurs within our community so people who watch our show would know exactly who doing what and how to get in touch with them, man. So let them know who you are, what you do, and where you do it at.
Yeah, man. Keyshawn Alexander from Washington, D.C., founder and president of R.O.S.A, which stands for Raising Overachieving STEM Academics. We are a STEM 501c3 nonprofit organization based here in Atlanta, Georgia, focused on bridging the gap between STEM students of color and industry-leading companies while cultivating young leaders and professionals within the space. We mainly focus our efforts within the high schools here in Clayton County, also in Cobb County and Fulton County as well, where we try to put an emphasis on workforce development. So it's a lot of work needed in that space to kind of help give students, one, the exposure that they need, but also advancing them through the STEM space to get them to either want to be like a STEM entrepreneur or working in a STEM corporate environment. So we come in from that lens of providing them with that access to exposure, that access to leadership and mentorship, and then also we're focusing on building out our apprenticeship program as well, which is our last step of our workforce development program. So we look at it in 3 phases.
Yes, sir. My name is Nate Lynch from Jersey. I am the marketing director for R.O.S.A, but also I am a brand strategist and a brand designer, owner of Elo Sent Me, God Sent Me, is the definition. And my whole focus is making sure that I help people articulate their message and just get clear about their assignment. So everywhere that I step, my focus working with entrepreneurs and also whether it's big businesses, smaller businesses, whether it's a Gymshark or even if it's, a Louis Vuitton or whomever, the target, whatever the goal is, okay, what's your message? How can people see themselves in it? What's the story that you have to offer? And the reality is even working with my brother Key, it's like, I think at the end of the day, people are not following in their purpose because they're not clear about their story and they don't believe their story is worth anything. And so it's about helping people find the value in their story and getting them clear about their assignment. And so that's what I believe we're doing also at R.O.S.A, just helping the kids, not only just the kids, but the parents understand the value and the importance of not just pouring into their kids, but giving them the tools to be able to optimize what they're given.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, that's so dope that y'all giving back to the next generation, man.
Gotcha.
You know, that's the real power.
sure.
They're gonna have the new ideas and take all our ideas to the next level too. And it's like, just for y'all to understand, like at that age point that, you know what I mean, where you could go either way.
Yep.
Yeah, to continue in the education. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, it'd be hard as hell to go from high school, graduation, then you got to go right back to school.
Cool. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know how that go. If you don't go, you won't. You may or may not go for real. So
Yeah, but I
gotta-
mean that's the like you said, the sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
Like for them, they have pretty much like matured to a certain extent, and then it's like, all right, like you said, what do we do next? Like, do I go to a trade school or do I go start my own business?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that that's the misinformation. You don't have to pick. You can go to both.
Right.
Literally. Trade school for 2 and then go to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a homie that did that, trade school for 2 and then ended up going to a college that while it might not have been what he would have wanted, didn't have the bread, he still went, ended up doing what he had to do, has his business and does his work as well on the side. And so I think it's also giving people clarity that like, you don't need to just, you mentioned it, you don't need to just choose one. It's not just this or that, it's this and that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People, I mean, we got to keep it real black in here, man. Everybody who watching, look, if you got a little bullshit school that you can go to for free, go over there and take all the hard classes, then go to the other school. You can take the bullshit classes, get the shit out the way for the low, then come to the big school with the 4.0, and they think you're a fucking genius. But don't nobody tell you that.
And the truth of the matter is, dog, is you could be building what you got going on while you in that first school, and like you don't have to just settle and believe like, okay, cool, like I'll wait until. And how many people we talking about the Black community? How many of our people are always waiting?
You got to make a
Always
move.
waiting. You gotta move.
Right.
So
Anytime could be the right time, though.
exactly.
So what's the message to the next generation that y'all pushing to them and letting them know that it's possible? As far as
Literally
with
that.
yeah.
Like it's possible. Like we trying to put folks in the industry that look like them in front of them, because that's where it starts, right? Like it starts with exposure, and that's why I said we look at workforce development in 3 phases. First step is exposure. You don't know what you don't have exposure to, and so if you're saying things
Man,
that
that's
are
crazy
foreign to you,
that you just said.
yeah, if you're saying things that are foreign to you, you're not gonna know how to act. And so I think it's important that these kids see folks that look like them in the space doing the things that they are capable of doing, and knowing that it's possible for them to be able to do that, while also giving them the tools to be able to be ahead of their peers, right? Because the more things continue to develop and innovate, the more difficult it's going to be able to integrate yourself into the space. And so I feel like you got to be 10 steps, 20 steps ahead of your peers in order to be able to excel, like especially in this space.
Yeah, because you see how many people like are just getting left behind right now because they not up on the technology and
Yeah.
where the
And
future is headed.
And especially with AI, like AI is taking over the world. Like ChatGPT is going to be in every single workspace. Like all of these AI tools are going to be in workspaces. Shoot, they're going to be able to do certain things for y'all, like in the media space. So like,
Oh, I talk to the chat GPT. I keep a smart ass question.
Got
man.
to.
I'll be asking how you know. How you know?
How you know?
But-
You believe that? I don't have a belief system. Yeah, okay, all right.
but nah, I mean, like you said, folks got to stay on point with all of this stuff that's happening. Stuff is happening rapidly.
Absolutely.
So you got to stay on point. You got to be abreast of what's coming and what's coming, not just now, but 5 years from now.
Yeah.
In a world where you can literally find anything at the tip of your fingers, beyond what we already know about where we at with having access to the world via social media, all of that, but talking about AI specifically, how do you get kids and even young adults, and sometimes even the OGs, to understand that you need now more than just a degree? You need to talking about like you can't just rely on the degree and think that the degree alone is going to get you everywhere you want. Like now you're getting a degree and people are telling you that's not enough. What other skills do you have? Are you doing certifications? Are you locked in these programs? And then you find out, dang, my mom and my pops, they didn't put me in none of that stuff. They didn't set me up for that. I didn't get that access. And so for us, it's about allowing the schools to know that there are opportunities to get access to tools that you might know about, but you might not be privy to. And it's
Yeah,
like,
man. You know, people are more accepting when it's something that they interested in.
Yeah.
Just like, especially with the old people, you find them one thing they like on there, they'll switch the whole thing up.
sure.
it's about meeting people where they at.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so I think sometimes like the older generation don't meet the younger generation where they at. So the younger generation be like, man, forget all that. Like, I'm finna be on my own type of time.
And they force them to create something else too. Cause like once the old people get on it, they gotta leave.
So
Like it ain't
Exactly.
cool no more. So then they gotta go jump on
Like
something else.
Facebook,
Like TikTok.
TikTok.
So it's like, how do you get now kids to take action and not just follow their dreams, not just become who they want to become in this world, but how do we get them to actually be change agents for the community so that
We gotta make a game about it.
Nah, for real.
We
Talk
gotta
about
make
it.
a game about
Gamify
it.
Gamify
Because
it.
all they like is games, bro. The
Fortnite.
game of life.
Yeah.
Make it real.
you got to meet them where they at.
Like if you don't get no job, you just out here, you homeless.
Homeless.
You can't even get access to the other side of the game till you come up.
Until you come up.
Oh, this what you want to do? You want to drop out of school? Ah, look at you, you're on drugs. It's 16 levels to getting back off.
Bruh.
That's
It just show you, hey, one decision, however, whatever you
Nah.
pick, that's what the game is.
No, that's real though. Like
Yeah.
they definitely, maybe not to that extent, but like I'm just saying, maybe not to that extent.
I'm telling you, bro, they need to see it. They need to see
But
it.
nah,
and you-
decisions do matter though.
And you
Decisions
see
do
where
matter.
where we at though, right? Like a lot of people believe that which is true. It is the easiest time to make money, but if you don't have the skills to be able to do some of the things that, like being for me a millennial, like knowing, okay, I know it takes more than just showing up and being on the camera. Like if someone asked me, hey bro, could you assist me real quick with this? Knowing that I've taken time in a whole different season to lock in on a specific skill I didn't even know I would need in a whole other season. Like just imagine.
But make sure you charge them.
Hey,
Make sure you charge them. Because one time you show them you can do something, and then they act like that's just what you do. They be like, hire him. He gonna fix it if it break.
And that's another.
You gotta send them 2 bills.
That's another aspect.
But you know, sometimes you gotta do stuff out of love, man.
Hey, love don't pay no bills.
It don't.
Don't pay no bills.
It don't. But
You
you
gotta
know,
do it for the love of the game.
I said love.
Cause that's how you get good. You show love until you get good. Then
Right.
when you get great,
Big facts.
But what if you great from the jump?
great can even be greater. It's greatness it's levels to greatness.
For
You
sure.
can be excellent, flawless.
Yeah.
Then when you become a straight professional, you can't just be out here doing that
anything.
shit for free. Cause
Nah, for
then
sure.
they won't respect your professionalism.
Nah, facts.
Talk about that then. Like what's that like for you when it comes to your time and your value and how you value your time, but also recognize, okay, cool, like everybody want to talk to me, but I can't talk to everybody. Like what's that like for you in your realm?
Just this is how you have to navigate that. You have to put, even before you get to that point, you have to realize what's important. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
can't just do everything.
Exactly.
Because if that was the case, I would never get off stage. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to the love, you can show a whole lot of love. But then you had, like you said, you gotta make sure you ain't being taken advantage of too.
Yeah.
Some people take your weakness for kindness.
I think even in our community, we struggle with that, man. Like, we always want to give and give and give to the degree where we forget that, like, yo, you know, little whatever, like he has value. Like, yo, slide him some bread. And better yet, tell him he needs to ask for bread.
That's the changing thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
When you, like you were saying earlier though, like when you go from showing love and then money get involved, then now you gotta have a standard. Now you gotta have quality. You're a professional, and it's like you got expenses, and you are trying to make this a business, and that's I think what people don't understand. It don't, because they only see it as some shit you're trying to do. They don't know that this is going from a hobby to how you make your living.
Right.
So that's the thing. And plus, they feel like the love that they showed you requires them to get a little love shown back financially. But not even understanding that. That hurt businesses even more. You get what I'm saying? So when people do show you love, that's genuine because somebody got to absorb the cost.
Someone has
See,
to.
love costs too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can look out, but I can't just
Even looking out got a limitation. It got a time cap on it.
Right, because I might look out one time and now you think this is just how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
I let you get that one, now you looking for it every time, and then now it's costing me
Right.
for showing love.
Right.
I didn't mean to disturb the message, I'm just saying. These hypotheticals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, that's real life.
But that's
Yeah.
real life. People deal with that all the time. It's like, hey, YOLO, you still got that? Still got that what? Still got what? What I still got? Who?
Hey man, it's me. That's how you know they want it. When they say it's me,
Right.
Yeah. Be like, who?
I'm looking
Who
right
is it?
at
I'm
you.
looking at you. Me.
I'm bad for that too, though. Every time somebody call me, like a lot of people try to sell me shit, I be like, come on, it's me.
And I think
Show me some love.
even to the point that we were talking about, just like that access for just like the certain schools in certain counties, like Fulton County, Clayton County, all of that, like giving them that real raw, like, yo, you can't just walk up in a room these days and people look at you and be like, oh my God, it's you. It's like, no, like you still gotta shake a room. Like you still gotta, someone has to be behind.
That's an added, that's a plus.
Someone still had, at some point, you didn't just sit here. You had to be the cameraman. You had to be the person working the light. You had to be the person doing the sound engineer. At some point, you had to be somebody sweeping. At some point, you had to lock up when everybody left.
Right.
So like giving also kids like that added value of like everybody has to start somewhere. And if you don't appreciate and respect the start, by the time you get to the end, you ain't gonna know that you got there. You still running.
You gotta build it. And
You
that's
gotta build.
that's an important lesson in life too, man. You
Yeah.
gotta start somewhere. It may not be where you wanna start. It may not look how you think it's supposed to look, but you gotta eventually build and get to that point. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Not at all.
But we don't know that because we don't know nobody who was there when they got there. You always gotta leave room for possibilities. All I'm saying.
Possibilities, man.
Well, let them know how they can get in touch with y'all, man, and maybe, throw some resources behind the program.
Shoot. Instagram, at the R.O.S.A Foundation.
Yes, sir.
Website, theRosaWFoundation.org. That's really it, for real.
What y'all got coming up?
Got a good amount of programs.
Next year, let's see, February, we're doing an event out in Cobb County for Engineers Week.
Okay.
It'll be with Georgia.
Who knew about Engineers Week? Why y'all been keeping this on the... Bro, we would have been through some on the grill for Engineers Week, man.
Hey,
When
man,
is it?
It happens every year in February. The weeks tend to change.
Oh, just in February.
But it's in February, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bet.
So Engineers Week, February, we working with Cobb County and Georgia Power. We're working with the students to be able to give them a program through the weekend that will allow them to explore the realm of sustainability and looking at how they can create sustainable solutions for sports arenas around the globe. So like you said, like meeting them where they are, like sports is something that I think is a connector for everybody.
Mhm.
And so if you tie in this boring thing.
What's that thing they just did at the Clippers game? The wall?
Yeah.
See, that's some...
Yeah.
That came straight off the game, bro. They put 4,000 people right in one
4,000
section.
For real, and it worked.
It worked.
It worked.
And they love it.
Yeah. So, it's stuff like that, like just trying to meet folks where they are, like you said. So that's coming up. But then I think the biggest thing for us is in the summertime. So the launch of our summer academy is coming, which is in my eyes the second phase of how we look at workforce development.
Hey man, that's beautiful. Keep going, man.
So that's coming. That's gonna be in Clayco. This is our main hub of where we work, like in terms of our student population.
Yeah.
And so coming down here, working with them, launching that in the summer. And those kids, a certain cohort of those students will be pushed into the apprenticeships that we're working on next year.
Well, Anything else we need to leave them with?
I mean, I guess to all the kids out there, you know, that may watch.
Not everybody watch this show, bro, from ages 6 months to 81. We got a strong black audience.
Say that. So yeah, I mean, just continue to strive for greatness. Don't let anyone limit your scope of what you're able to achieve.
That's what I did. And look at me. Yeah, because the people who tell you that you can't do it, when they see you doing it, they be like, I knew you could do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, man. So
it's like,
don't label everybody a hater yet. Sometimes they just be saying that shit because you need to hear like some bullshit sometimes. That's how you stay grounded in reality, bro. A lot of people get around motherfuckers who don't never tell them shit, but yes, and then they look crazy when they come outside.
Yep.
And then they're like, motherfucker, ain't nobody gotta always agree with you.
Right. But also, I feel like you gotta block out the noise too.
Eventually. That's a luxury though. You don't get to just block out the noise because you don't want to hear the noise. Sometimes the noise can be the shit you need to hear. That's how motivation is built, bro. You gotta have the good and the bad.
Right.
You can't just take one. Because if you think everybody hates you, you're just gonna give up.
Right.
Yeah.
If you hear some good shit sometime and mix it with a little shit you don't want to hear, that's how you build a little character.
Yeah.
So
I read nobody like you when no one likes you, but that everybody love you when everybody loves you.
I don't know why everybody's in the rush to get to that space where they love you anyway.
But
once they love you, all they can do is hate you.
So it's about staying
Slow
grounded.
walk to the love.
It's about staying
it's hate
grounded.
on the other side of that shit.
It's like you said, it's about staying grounded because you always gonna hear that noise, but how do you react when you hear that noise?
Oh, you gotta take it and use it.
Got you.
You gotta use it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
ooh, shit.
right.
I don't know. It might be generational though. Because now if you just have a difference of opinion, you just a hater. And all it takes is one time. That's where we at with it though, man. But we could, hey, I'm gonna bring y'all back, man. We can have a whole deep ass conversation. Y'all know some shit, bro.
We can tap
so-
in.
Man, this your first time stopping through the black market. Let you know, we got everybody stopping through here, man. So you gotta circle back and let us know the progress on what y'all got going on.
Will do.
All right, bro.
Appreciate you.
Hey, man, thank y'all for stopping through here. This bill loud in the morning. That means it's a lot of money, though. The money got bigger, so the bill got louder.
Oh.